What's going on, everybody? I have a little story for you. So I was playing this gentleman named Peter8989, and I was playing an excellent game. And if you go to the game report, I had a 95.7% accuracy, which is extremely fucking high. If you look on my side, I had no blunders, no mistakes, no inaccuracies. I guess I had one missed win. We can go through that as well. But if you look in the chat, something struck me weird. He said, right there, at the bottom, resign time, don't know what went wrong. Well, what do you mean what went wrong? You know, I outplayed you. It kind of made me think that maybe he was using a computer and it failed because I was just playing so well. And if you go down to the end of the game, right about here, material was even, and I ended up pinning his bishop with the king, and he ended up, I think, turning off his computer right here. So I ended up getting a minor piece, and I played out, blah, 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 blah. And it came down to it where I had two bishops, and that was enough to claim victory. So I wanted to see his skills. We played a couple bullet matches. He was horrible. Absolutely horrible. If you look at the game report for the bullet match, we played 2 bullet matches. Non-rated, just so it didn't fuck with him. But I had a 90.3 and he had a 22. So right there I knew that he wasn't as good as he was playing up to be. That was another thing that raised a red flag. And here's the kicker. We played another rated game, slow time control. So as we were playing, right here, this move right here, where he moved his knight here, that's a computer move. No one in there, that knight is not threatening anything. There's no spot he can jump to, and he's pinning his own knight between his queen. It makes absolutely no sense. So I went to the computer analysis, and if you look through the computer right here, would you look at that? Number 1 computer move, knight to e6, which is that. Makes no sense to a human. So I mentioned it to him, and I'm like, can you please explain the logic behind that move? And he didn't have anything to say. So I did a little deeper digging on him, and I went literally through every single one of his games. I know it's kind of crazy for me to do this, but I'm not losing to no fucking cheater. If you look at this, look at 99.5 at the top, 99.7, 99.4, 98.8, 98.8, 99.2, 99.3, 99.3, 99.4, 100, 100, 100, and 98s. You look at Grandmasters, and they don't score above 98.5. It just doesn't happen. Even that game I showed you where I had no mistakes, no inaccuracies, no blunders, was only 95. So I called the dude out, and he ended up resigning and defriending me. I actually friended him before I had called him out. So more or less, I called out a cheater and gave him the evidence in the chat, and he had nothing to say. And the sad thing was, as soon as I had called him out with that computer move, this one right here to here, he instantly turned off the computer and he started playing bad. If you look here, right there, he moved it, boom, checked him, got his knight. And when you go to the game analysis, you can see that he was winning the whole time until I said something. And boom, dropped off like a cliff, and I ended up taking him out. And yet again, I played exquisitely, 95 plus accuracy. So just when you're playing online, always be aware that there are cheaters out there, and don't be scared to report people or mention something if you feel something isn't right. So I did not lose points or rating from this cheater, and I just wanted to share that story with you. So thanks for taking the time to hear me out about me calling out a cheater. And the first game we played, even though he was cheating, I am just on fire lately. I've been playing top notch, especially with these slow games. Amazing. So thank you for your time, and have yourself a nice day. Deuces.